Hello boys and girls, a very good evening and welcome to this SBI Clerks 2018 exam score booster brought to you by TalentSprint. I hope all of you are in good health and you've started your preparation seriously for the upcoming SBI Clerks preliminary examination. Right? You all know that the last date to apply is 10th of Feb. So if you haven't completed your application already, please do so as soon as possible and get ready for the exam. And yes, the tentative dates for the preliminary exam is March or April 2018, right? We are assuming that it will happen only in the second half of March. So you have just about 45 days left for your examination. So I think it's high time that you get very serious about your preparation and practice as much as you can so that you can maximize your chance of selection, right? And if you ask me, the only way to score more or to boost your score in this preliminary examination is to practice more, right? Because only with practice you will reduce your imperfections and you'll be able to think of the best solution and apply the best method during that limited time in the examination. I would also like to mention that the pattern has changed from this year, right? Up until last year there used to be no sectional time limit for prelims exam, but from this year onwards, or at least in the SBI Clerks preliminary examination, we will have a sectional time limit of 20 minutes for every section, that is numerical ability, reasoning ability and English language of the prelims exam. So it becomes even more tougher in my view, because you don't have that free hand to navigate between the sections, right? It starts with one particular section, whether you like it or not, and it'll just get over in 20 minutes. So you don't have any settling time, right? Your settling time there should be zero. You cannot be spending about 5 minutes to settle in the exam, because 5 minutes is 25% of the time for that particular section, right? So it becomes all the more important that you practice really well and practice in the right exam format. Okay, so to help you with that, again, TalentSprint has already started conducting all the mock exams in the real SBI Clerks prelims exam format with sectional time limits. I'm sure all the TalentSprint students are enjoying this benefit that they have. And yes, please make sure that you participate in all the exams and boost your chances. Now, in this score booster number 2 today, we'll be looking at a few questions on simplifications, right? I would like to finish it really quick. There are just 5 questions that we have chosen from our previous papers, and all these are from either the topics of simplifications or approximations, right? Now, some of you may find these questions to be really very simple, very easy to solve, but then every question has got some learning in it, right? It's not about just the speed and accuracy, but about being able to solve it in the best possible way. Okay, so without delaying any more time, let me just quickly present the first question to you all. I'll give you about 30 to 45 seconds to solve these questions and then discuss the solution. Okay, so the first question from this SBI Clerks 2018 score booster is shortly gonna be on your screens, and just a second, let me get the questions up. Alright, so the first question from the SBI Clerks 2018 exam score booster brought to you by TalentSprint is on your screens now. Here's the question. Simple. What value should come in place of the question mark in the following questions? So there's some equation given to you, expression given to you basically, which has got a question mark in between. So we have to find out what comes in place of this question mark. Okay. All these are very simple questions, but then what happens is we end up taking a lot of time for answering even the simple ones. I will discuss some techniques and tips that can help you solve these questions faster, but before that I want you all to try it out yourself. 45 seconds, your clock has already started ticking. What do we have to do? 38 into 30 minus 1460 divided by 4 plus question mark into square root of 225 equals to 52 into 51. It's a very simple one. Try and get the answer quickly. I can see that a lot of you have joined the chat and the session already, so thank you for joining us. And there are many questions here like when will we do coding and decoding, when are we going to do a session on puzzles and other topics there. So don't worry, we will take up these topics one by one. Today's discussion is going to be on simplifications. Well, time is up. I have got a few responses here. Sai Santosh says it should be 125. We have Dushyant here who has got 1862, which is not there in the options at all. But then Anil, Tanvir, Geeta, Vignesh, Trilochan, Govil Sharma, Radhika, Seena, Karthik, Anuj, Singla, Bittu, Yash Chaurasia, all these guys have got option 2 125. So I'm assuming option 2 125 is the right answer. Let's look at the solution now. So the question is simple. We have to find out what comes in place of question mark, right? What comes in place of question mark in the following question here. So what do we have? 38 times 30 minus 1460 divided by 4 plus question mark into square root of 225 equals to 52 into 51, right? Let me just quickly rewrite this. 32 into 30 minus 1460 divided by 4 plus question mark into square root of 225 equals to 52 into 51. Now the question is simple. I'm sure all of you will get the right answer, which looks like is option 2. But then what matters is how quickly do you arrive at the answer. Now you know that we have to apply the BODMAS rule here, right? We first open the brackets or simplify the parts which is inside the bracket. Then we do other kind of operations, right? Exponential operations or surds and stuff like that. Then we have to do division, multiplication, addition and subtraction, right? I'm sure you know the rule, right? The sequence, the hierarchy. So what is there inside the brackets first, then all the other types of operations, which includes exponential operations and surds and stuff like that, then divisions, multiplications, additions and subtractions. If you look at it, there's nothing really within brackets, but then going by the sequence, we have a square root here, right? Under root 225. So this has to be simplified first, right? So let's do that. You know that this is 15, right? It's a setter. Square root of 225 is 15. What comes next is division. Now there's one division involved here, 1460 divided by 4. So we have to do this division, right? Then after that multiplication. So 38 into 30 is a multiplication that we have. Of course, this also is a multiplication, question mark into 15. 52 into 15 is also multiplication. And then additions and subtractions. Additions and subtractions, right? Now let's start with the division. I mean, as such, if you see, we can also multiply 38 and 30 first. Multiplying 38 with 30 first is not going to make any difference. What would make a difference is if you subtract 30, or if you subtract, I mean, if you do this subtraction, 30 minus 1460, or if you do this addition, 4 plus question mark, these should not be done, right? First, we have to do divisions and multiplications, right? As such, divisions and multiplications both are same. Addition and subtraction is also similar kind of operation, right? Multiplication is like inverse of division, right? Addition and subtraction also same, right? Subtracting one number from the other is like adding negative of a number to the other number. So both these are actually both these operations, division, multiplication and addition and subtraction, have got similar hierarchy, right? Division and multiplication same, addition and subtraction is also same. So even if you multiply 30 with 30 first or 52 with 51 first and then do the division, it's not going to make any difference because we have already got the right brackets here, right? We have put them in the brackets. Anyway, let's start with division, right? 1460 divided by 4. Now the problem is if you start doing cancellations like this, 1460 by 4, right? This is like 2 into 2, 2 into 7, 30, then 2 into 1, and this is 2 into 3, 65. If this is what you do, then I'm very clear that you're not fit for the exam. You might have got the right answer there, but you cannot be doing this in the exam there. 1460 by 4 should be done mentally. Again, when I say you have to do it mentally, all you have to do is split and merge. We have this very useful technique called split and merge, right? So apply that technique. 1460 has to be divided by 4. What I will do is split 1460 such that it becomes easy for me to divide by 4. Like 1460 cannot be, 1460 is not 1460. In my view, it is 1200 plus, let's say, 240 plus 20. 1200 plus 240 is 1440. 1440 plus 20 is 1460. Divided by 4. Now you might be wondering that this is making the calculation even lengthier, but as such, if you see, it actually gives you the answer much faster, right? I don't have to worry about 1460 divided by 4. I'll say 1200 by 4 is 300, 240 divided by 4 is 60, and 20 divided by 4 is 5. The advantage that I had here was everything that I had in the numerator was a multiple of 4. I knew that is a multiple of 4. So it becomes easy for me to divide. And then I can simply sum it up. 300 plus 60, 360, 360 plus 5, 365. So this result here is going to be 365. Remember, you have to do this mentally. I am not asking you to put this on paper, right? You have to do this mentally. Again, you need not split it as 240 plus 20. You can take it as 200 plus 60 also. So it depends. Whichever is comfortable, you just do that. Now 38 into 30. Again, apply split and merge. You just cannot do this. 38 into 3. So 8 3 is 24. 3 3 is 9 into 11. So 1140 is the value. If this is what you have done, while you have got the right answer, this is not the best method in my view. What do we do? See, again, split and merge. 38 is not 38. 38 can be taken as 40 minus 2. Imagine 38 as 40 minus 2. And then do it mentally. You know that multiplying 38 with 30 is difficult, but multiplying 40 with 30 is very easy, right? 40 into 30 is 1200. 2 into 30 is 60. 1200 minus 60, right? We have minus in between. 1200 minus 60, 1140. You're getting it? And then you finally do 52 into 51. I can see many of you have mentioned that I'm taking a lot of time. Yes, I am definitely taking a lot of time, but understand, I'm not solving it. I'm explaining it to you guys. Are you able to follow? I know, that's why I had mentioned in the beginning itself, right? That these questions will sound and appear very easy to you, very, very simple ones. But then there will be certain techniques that you'll find to be very interesting and useful, right? If not all of you, some of you will find it useful. So let me explain this in detail. Do not go by the length of the explanation, right? If I have spent 3 minutes in solving this, doesn't mean that you will need 3 minutes to solve it. Okay, you need only 30 seconds to solve this. All these things have to happen rapidly in your brain there, right? So please bear with me. Within 15 minutes, we'll solve all the 5 questions. Let me explain what I have to in detail for each of these operations that we are doing there. Okay, so back to the question here. The last operation that we need to do is 52 into 51. Now this is interesting. Again, 52 into 51 on paper is not the best way, right? I mean, 2 into 1, 2, 1 into 5, 5, then 10, and then if you want to do 2, 6, 5, 2 in this fashion, then you've got it right again, but not the best way to multiply. What I would suggest is whenever you have numbers like 52 and 51, you know, both the numbers in the range of 50, both the numbers in the range of 60, 70, 30, 40, calculation can be done really quick. Try and understand 52 into 51. What do you see? Both the numbers are in 50s. So whenever you have to multiply numbers which are in 50s or 60s or 70s or in the same range, basically, all you have to do is, I mean, this is a technique that I follow. You may or may not find it comfortable. With practice, everything becomes easy. Just look at this. I will say 52 is not 52, it is 50 plus 2. 51 is not 51, it is 50 plus 1. What I am doing here is I am using split and merge, but then splitting both the numbers with a common value, 50 plus something, 50 plus something. What is the advantage? 50 into 50, 2500, that's easy. Now 2 into 50 and, sorry, this 2 into 50 and this 1 into 50. So totally 3 into 50. You're able to follow. I know that this 2 has to be multiplied with 50. This 1 also has to be multiplied with 50. So 2 50s and 1 50s, 3 50s. 3 50s is 150. Finally 2 into 1, 2. That's it. 2500 plus 150, 2650 plus 2, 2652. So this is 2652. Let me take a couple of more questions of this format. The point that I'm trying to make here is this. Let's say you got to multiply 43 with 44. 43 with 44. It's very easy. Mentally, it can be done mentally. 43 into 44. What do you know? This is 40 plus 3, 40 plus 4. Now 40 into 40 is 1600. 3 plus 4 was 7, right? 3 plus 4 is 7. 7 times 40 is 280. And 3 into 4 is 12. Just add this. 1892 is the answer. Again, can be done mentally without putting pen on paper. Without putting pen on paper. You're getting my point. 40 plus 3, 40 plus 4. So 40 into 40 is 1600. That's given. 3 into 40, 4 into 40. So I'll directly take 7 into 40. 7 into 40 is 280. And then 3 into 4, 12. So 1600 plus 280 is 1880. Plus 12 is, 1892. Like for example, let's say I have to multiply 71 into 76. 71 and 76. What do we do? 4900 plus 490 plus 6. You're done. 5396. That's your answer. Okay. In fact, numbers need not be in the same range. Sometimes we may have a question like this. 63 to be multiplied with, let's say, 58. So this is like 60 plus 3 and this is 60 minus 2. 60 plus 3. All you have to check is if 60 is the base for both of them, what is the distance? This is plus 3, this is minus 2. So since 60 is the base, we'll get 3600. Plus 3 and minus 2 will give plus 1. Plus 1 into 60 is 60. And plus 3 into minus 2 is minus 6. That's your result. 3660 minus 6. 3654. You're able to follow. You're able to follow. 3660 minus 4. What did we do? Base is 60. One is plus 3, the other is minus 2. So since the base is 60, we'll get 3600. Then plus 3 and minus 2 will result in plus 1. Plus 1 times of 60 is 60. And plus 3 into minus 2 is minus 6. You're done. This is a very, very useful technique, right? I mean, see, you may not be able to use it in every question, but wherever possible, this can give you the answer really quick. Now, before I give the final result of that question, I'm sure all of you have got the answer already, but then think of this. Let's look at one more calculation. Let's say 64 into 67. 64 into 67. What do we do? 60 plus 4, 60 plus 7. 3600. 4 and 7 is 11, right? 11 to 60, 60, 660. So 3600 plus 660, 4260. And 4 into 728. You're done. Just merge these three, you'll get the answer. We had 3600, we had 660. So 4260 plus 7 into 4, 28. So 4260 plus 28, 4288. That's your answer. Because I'm speaking out, it's taking a lot of time. If I do it myself, I'll get the answer faster. So don't go by the length of the explanation, right? I am definitely spending a lot of time in solving this one. But that doesn't mean that it actually takes so much of time. I'm not solving it, I'm explaining it to you, right? So follow that technique, one simple technique. I'm sure out of all the things that we have discussed so far, this last point that I'm making is very, very useful, very, very useful, right? Let's do one more. Let's say we have to multiply 82 with 87, 82 into 87. Do that, 82 into 87, 6400. You don't have to split it now. Mentally you do it, right? 82 into 87. So 80 is the base. 80 square, 6400. 2 and 7. So 9 times of 80, 720. So 6400 plus 720, 7120. Plus 2 into 7, 14. So 7120 plus 14, 7134 is the answer. Right? 3 simple calculations, quickly merge and you get the value. Anyway, let's come back to this question now and do the final simplification. So what are we left with? 1140 minus 365 plus question mark into 15 equals to 2652. I know it looks like a lot of mess here, but let me get some space. Yeah, I'm glad that all of you are getting 7134. Good. I'm happy that you have followed it. Just practice a few more calculations in the same fashion and you will get the answers in the exam really quick or whenever required. Okay, now let me just write it once again. 1140 minus 365 plus question mark into 15 equals to 2652. Now it's simple. All of you can do that. Approximately, I'm sure you'll get the answer as option 2. What do we do? See, understand. First of all, we got to know what is the simplification of these three terms. 1140 minus 365 and 2652. Right? How do you do? 1100 minus 300. Don't put pen and paper, right? Don't try and do this 1140 minus 365 like how those grocery fellows do, right? The lalas of the localities. So this is like 3, 10 minus 5 is 5, then this is 0, 13 minus 6 is 7, 10 minus 3 7. This is not the right way to do it. What do you have to do? 1100 minus 300 is 800. 40 minus 65 is minus 25. 800 minus 25, 775. That's what you got there, right? Mental calculation, 775. Now this 775 should be taken on the other side. It becomes minus 775. Forget about this now. Minus 775. So 2600 minus 700. How much is that? 1900. 52 minus 75 is minus 23. You're getting it? 2600 minus 700 is 1900. 52 minus 75 is minus 23. So 1900 minus 23. 1877. So this question mark finally will be equal to 1877 divided by 53. 15. 1877 divided by 15. You're able to follow? I mean, all these are mental calculations. Now, this is where you have to simplify. Now, I know, again, don't put pen on paper for doing this, right? Don't put pen on paper for doing this. Split and merge. 1800 is not 1800. It is 1500 plus 300 plus 77. You understand? I'm writing it here so that I can explain my point. I can put my point forward. But, mentally I visualize this. 1800 is not 1800 for me. It is 1500 plus 300 plus 77. This has to be divided by 15. So, what happens? 1500 by 15 is 100. 300 by 15 is 20, 77 by 15. 77 again is what? 75 plus 2. 75 by 15 is 5. 2 by 15 is negligible. So 5. 100 plus 20. 120 plus 5, 125. It should be somewhere around 125. Slightly more than 125. The best option that we have here is option 2. Option 2, 125 is the answer. I know all of you have got it right. Please don't go by the length of the explanation. Try and capture the new techniques that you find, if you find any. I am hoping many of you know all these techniques already, but in case you find something new, pick it up, try and practice on it. If you find it comfortable, use it. Remember, simplifications carry a huge weightage in the SBI Clerks exam, simplifications and approximations, and it's all about being comfortable in playing with those numbers. So you got to know many such techniques, right? In fact, we have a plethora of such techniques available in our videos and TalentSprint program. I'm just trying to solve many questions. Okay, so pick up whatever you find new and then apply. Should we go for the next one? I'm sure there's no confusion as such. Let me move to the next question now. Here's the next one. 30 seconds. All you have is 30 seconds. Do it really quick. This is a simple one. It should not take more than 30 seconds. (3,500) divided by 28 minus 301 divided by 7 plus 8 square equals to under root of 11 into 9 plus 1 equals to question mark. The best part of this question is question mark is already on one of the sides and all the other numbers on the other side. So you can solve it very easily. (15 more seconds waiting for your responses. Quick. Try to cut down the number of steps that you put on paper. Cut down the number of steps that you're putting on paper. Not one answer so far. I'm sure you guys are struggling with dividing 3,500 by 28 and 301 by 7. 154. Santosh has got it. 154. Option 4. Ravi Lal has also got 154. Option 4. Okay. Others? Vignesh, Dushyant have got 154. Yash has got 156. And then we have Naidu who has got 156. But others have got all 154. Uma, Vignesh, Ashwini, Ravi, Sai has got 156. Dushyant has changed the answer to 156. But Geeta says 154. Tanveer has got 165. Kalyan Chaudhary says 156. I think you guys are divided this time. For the last question, everybody said 125. But here, most of you have got 154. A few of you have got 156 and others have got 145, 165 and some other numbers. So let's take it up. 3,500 divided by 28 minus, I am already putting it up in brackets because I know divisions have to be done first, right? That doesn't require any explanation. Plus 8 square plus square root of 11 into 9 plus 1, right? Equals to what? Now one by one, I mean you can do any operation. Now that you have segregated them properly, divisions properly and all that, you can do any operation. But let's follow the rule. So first you do all the squares and square roots and stuff like that, right? So 8 square 64, simple. 11 into 9, 99 plus 1, 100. 100 under root is 10. So this is 10. You're able to follow? 99 plus 100, square root of 100 is 10. Now come to this, 301 by 7. What do? Don't do this. 7 4s are 28, 2 is the balance, then you know this 3s are 21, 0, so yes, 43. You are not fit for the exam if you are doing this. What do? 301 is not 301. 301 is 280 plus 21. I am forced to write it on paper, but I don't suggest that, right? I am trying to put my thoughts on paper, so it's mandatory for me. You don't have to write it on paper. I am saying 301 is not 301. It's 280 plus 21. Why 280 plus 21? Why not 300 plus 1? Because 300 plus 1 will not simplify my life. 280 plus 21 will make it easy. Why will it make it easy? Because my denominator is 7. Always split the numerator in a way that it becomes easy for you to divide. So 280 by 7, 40. 21 by 7, 3. 43. Why do I have to put pen on paper for this? This is 43. Right? And the last calculation, 3,528. Again, what do? 3,500 is not 3,500. It is 2,800 plus 700 divided by 28. Now this is 100 times easily. 700 by 28. How do? See, 7 by 28 is 1 by 4. 100 by 4 is 25. You're done. 125. This is 125. 2,800 plus 700. 2,800 plus 700. Okay. So 100 plus 25. How do I know 700 by 28 is 25? I don't know that division. All I know is 7 by 28 is 1 by 4. What is left in the numerator is now 100. 100 by 4 is 25. So 125. Now do this. 125 minus 43 plus 64 plus 10. So add all the numerator, add all the positive values, then subtract 43 or whichever way you want. Like for example, 125 minus 43. How do? 120 minus 40 is 80. 5 minus 3 is 2, 82. So this results in 82. Yes or no? 120 minus 40 is 80. 5 minus 3 is 2. 80 plus 2, 82. So this is done. 82 plus 64. 80 plus 60, 140. 140 plus 6. 146 plus 10, 156. 156. 156. 156. And I'm disappointed that many of you marked the answer as 154 in the beginning. Answer is option 5, 156, 156. 82 plus 64 is 146. 146 plus 10 is 156. And now, let me ask you a question. Why do you say these questions are easy? In the last one, many of you wanted me to kind of move fast, move fast. Speed alone is not going to help you. You have to be accurate, right? In a hurry, you have marked the wrong answer. And had it been just 1 or 2 cases, I would have been okay. Many of you got 154. Even now, I see Bhagyashri and others, Extra Assam is the username, who've got 154. Trilochan Sahu has got 154. How? It's not the answer. And you cannot expect anything easier than this. It cannot be a typing error for all of you, right? Some of you must have typed wrongly, let's say, but it cannot be a typing error for many of you who got 154. So guys, the point is, again, I will be repeating a very favorite line of mine, which I usually mention to my students during our live classes, TalentSprint's live classes, not like here in public, but most of you who have been in my live sessions earlier will be familiar with this, right? We always talk about difficult questions, right? I don't know how to solve it. Give us a shortcut for that. How to solve a puzzle. I'm losing marks in puzzles, right? How to do an arrangement and stuff like that, right? It's not those difficult questions which are holding us back in these exams. It is such easy ones where we commit a mistake and flunk in these exams, right? If you can avoid these silly errors that you're committing, your score will boost automatically. So this SBI Clerk score booster that we have brought for you is not all about technique. It's all about making you realize what you should do and more importantly, what you should not do, right? What you should not do. Abhishek Nandan says, please speak in Hindi. Abhishek, so the point, it's difficult. I mean, out of habit again. Yeah. Abhishek, जो point मैं बताना चाह रहा हूँ वो ये है कि don't. Now this is complex actually. Okay, Abhishek, point ये है कि सिर्फ difficult questions की वजह से आपका score कम नहीं हो रहा है, या सिर्फ puzzles या complex questions की वजह से you are not losing your marks. It is these easy ones, right? Simple question था, but काफी लोगों ने mistake की. So the line that I was talking about is this: no, इंसान ठोकर पत्थर से खाता है, पहाड़ों से नहीं. Simple one. You stumble upon these kind of pebbles and stones and not on a mountain, right? Like I always say, difficult question, puzzle, arrangement. You know the shortcut. What is that? Don't touch it. Just go like this. Skip and move to the next one. Easy one. Don't commit such errors. You are falling upon such easy questions. Okay. 154 is not the answer. 156 is the answer. Be careful. Let me present the next question to you all. Here's the next one, quick. What value should come in place of question mark? The same stuff again. 1055 plus 978 minus 1235 plus 2340 divided by n equals to question mark. अभी इसमें अगर किसी ने गलती की ना, मैं कुछ कर नहीं सकता हूँ because all of you are sitting at your home comfortably. क्लास में होते तो शायद कुछ कर भी देता, but you are not acceptable. गलती मत करना यहाँ पर. I want you all to get the right answer. There's no scope of committing a mistake here. 1058. Dushyant and Santosh, they've already got 1058. Aryan Joshi says, shout my name, I liked your video. Thank you so much. I don't want you to like my video, or I don't want to shout your name just because you like my video. I mean, if you like the content, then you like it, otherwise don't. But Aryan, good to see you here. Please keep joining us in live sessions. 1058, yes, many of you have got 1058. 1058, option 4, 4, 4, 4, yes. 1058. Got it? $1058. Good. Let's look at the solution now. 1058 is what most of you have marked. Let's see how correct are you guys in getting the answer there. Now, if I see there's only one division involved in this question, right? I mean, this is like 2340 divided by 9. Now do it mentally. 2340 is now 2340. It is 1800 plus 540. Why is it 1800 plus 540? Why not 2000 plus 340? Because 2000 plus 340 will not help us. 2000 is not divisible by 9, 340 is also not divisible by 9. But 1800 is divisible by 9 and so is 540. So I better break it as 1800 plus 540. 1800 by 9 is 200, 540 by 9 is 60. So this gives us 260. This should happen in like 1 second, 1 to 1.5 seconds. If you take more than 1.5 seconds for doing this division, then again, you got to work harder. Okay, so we are left with what? 1055 plus 978 minus 1235 plus 260. Now I'll tell you what needs to be done. We have to find out what comes in place of question mark. Do not worry about doing the full calculation. All you have to check is unit space. 5, 8, minus 5 and 0. I'm sure you know about the unit space method, right? Unit digit method. We have discussed this in our videos and I'm sure this is not a secret. Everybody knows about it. What people don't know is when to apply, how to apply. They fail to apply because they don't practice enough. So I don't want to brag about the unit digit method. All of you know it. But how many of you have applied it is the question. This number ends in 5. This number ends in 8. Their sum will end with what? 3. Yes or no? 5 plus 8 is 13. So unit digit will be 3. 3 minus 5. 13 minus 5 is what? 8. 8 plus 0 is 8. So I know that the final answer will end with 8. I don't know what the other digits are, but it will end with 8. Or even simpler, this is plus 5, this is minus 5 gets cancelled. So it ends in 0 basically. Both of them end in 0, let's say. Yeah. Now 0 plus 8, 8. 8 minus 0, 8. 8 plus 0, 8. Answer should end with 8. Look at the options. First one cannot be the answer. Second one cannot be the answer. Third one cannot be the answer. Fifth one cannot be the answer. So obviously option 4 has to be the answer. Again, this question was not asked under approximations. I mean, if the question is under approximations, then we can't do this. Remember, unit digit method is not applicable in approximations. Be very, very careful. So if the question belongs to the topic of approximation, suppose he says find out what comes approximately in place of question mark, then you should not apply unit digit method. But here it was a simplification based question. He was looking for a perfect answer, exact answer, right? So I know that the exact answer ends with 8 and hence 1, 2, 3, 5 cannot be the answers. So obviously fourth option has to be the answer. And even if you do the full calculation, guys, it wouldn't take much time. Another 3 or 4 seconds, you will know what the answer is. Okay. Now, there are some challenges. What are the challenges with unit digit method? If the fifth option is none of this, then you cannot apply. If the fifth option is none of these, then you cannot apply unit digit method, right? So you have to get used to those limitations, right? Every technique has a limitation. The limitation here is the question should not be in approximations because this technique fails under approximations. It works only for simplification based questions. The second point is if fifth option is none of this, you cannot apply. The third limitation is if more than one option is ending in 8, what will you do? You cannot do anything. Then you'll have to do full calculation. So you have to have an eye for all such things, right? When you're solving the question, I think especially when it comes to simplifications, approximations, more than the questions, the options are important, right? Options are important. So throw a look at the options. I mean, throw a glance at the options and see if unit space method would be applicable. Here, in fact, 2 options are ending in 0, 2 options are ending in 5. So by any chance, if the answer ends in 0 or answer ends in 5, I'll be screwed up. I mean, I'll not be able to mark the answer. I'll have to do the complete calculation. I will say we are lucky that answer is ending in 8 and only one option satisfied. Okay. So if the fifth option is none of this, or if more than one option is ending in 8, or if the question is under approximations, then this technique fails. As simple as that. You should know when to apply and you should apply. That's the whole idea. How can you know when to apply, how to apply, and how can you make sure that you apply the right technique in the exam? Only 3 things that you need to do. Practice, practice, and a little more practice. There's no shortcut. Believe me, I don't have any other way that I can, make you work faster and get the right answers. I mean, I wish I had a pill or a tablet that I can give you, but unfortunately that's not there. So keep practicing. The next question is on your screens now. 30 seconds. Again, just one division and all others are additions and subtractions. Remember, all the options are ending in 0. Now, the moment I finish reading the question, I know that all the options are ending in 0. So, no point in going for unit digit method. But if you neglect all the last digits, since all of them are ending in 0, and look at the tens places 5, 9, 6, 5, 2. There is a high chance that we'll get the right answer. Yeah. So you can neglect last digit 0 and then work on the unit digit method. Quick. 15 more seconds. 1322 minus 1222 plus 550 divided by 27.5 minus 2760 plus the question mark equals to 120. Sai has got 2750. Kalyan Chaudhary, Dushyant have got 2760. Yeah. Meghnath has got option 3, 2760. All right. We have Radvik, who's got 2760, and so has Prasad, Shubham Gupta, Vijayan, Varma, Sahu, Yash Chaurasya, and many others there. Time is up. Let's look at the solution now. Now 1322 minus 1222 is 100. See, actually I'm supposed to do the division first, but I'm comfortable subtracting the first two terms here because I know I'm not violating the rule. While I'm violating the rule, I'm not following the hierarchy, but I know the answer will not get impacted because of this subtraction first. Because anyway, division involves these two numbers. I'm not touching those two numbers, right? If I add 550 to 1222, then I'll be getting a wrong answer. I'm touching the two other numbers. These are the operations that we need to do here. So not a problem. 1322 minus 1222 is 100. 550 by 27.5. See, 27.5 into 2 is 55. So 27.5 into 20 will be 550. Right? So this is 20. So 100 plus 20 minus 2760 plus question mark equals to 120. Now what happens is 100 plus 20, 120 on this side and 120 on the other side gets cancelled. What are we left with? Minus 2760. It goes to the other side. You are able to follow. Minus 2760 plus question mark is equal to 0. So question mark should be what? Plus 2760. Option 3. So no need to apply unit digit method. There's no need to apply unit digit method, right? You get the answer as option 3. Now if anybody has spent more than 8 seconds in getting the answer, then you got to work harder, right? Because it is a 8-second solution, not more than that, including reading the question, right? It's all mental calculation. 100, 20, 120, 120, 120 gets cancelled, 2750. Yeah. The last question from the session today is on your screens now. Quick. Sai Vivek says, I read the term as 2760, the term 2760 as 2750. That is your problem, Sai Vivek. You cannot go to the examiner and say, I did not read it properly. For the examiner, there's only two choices. Either you have got it right or you have got it wrong. It doesn't matter why you have got it wrong. So the moral of the story is pay attention. Okay. Time is up. 375, 325. I'm reading out the options, answers that you have commented here, right? Yash has got 375. Sanjay has got 325. Sai Silpi has got 325. Vikash has got 3, which is 325. Time is up. Let's look at this quickly. Now 38 into 80 minus 15. I'm not going to put pen on paper this time. 38 into 80. I'll say this is 40 minus 2. 40 into 80, 3200 minus 2 into 80 minus 160. 3200 minus 160 is 3040. 3040 minus 15 is 3025. So this is 3025. Square root of 3025. 210 into 3.5. So I'll say 21 into 35. Basically, this is like 21 into 35, right? So 21 into 35, or maybe easier way to do it is 200 into 35, 3.5 plus 10 into 3.5. So through 200 into 3.5 will be how much? See, it's like 20 into 35, 700, and 10 into 3.5 is 35. So 735. This will give you 735. You're able to follow. Minus 415. Simplify this. You understand? 210 into 3.5. I think this is where you need to pay a little attention. 200 into 3.5 plus 10 into 3.5. 10 into 3.5 is 35. 200 into 3.5. So that's like 20 into 35. 700. 700 plus 35, 735.
minus 415. Now 735 minus 415, 700 minus 400, 300. 35 minus 15 is 20, 320. So this gives you 320. Look at this part, square root of 3025. Now we have discussed this in our speed math videos, how to find out square root of a number that ends in 25. It's simple. If a number is ending in 25, its square root ends in 5. What is the next digit? This 30 can be taken as, 5 into 6. 5 into 6. So this 5 can come here. It becomes 55. So square root of 3025 is 55. So all I have to do is question mark is equal to 55 plus 320, which is 375. Option 1 is the answer. 375. Now I know that some of you might not have followed what I've done here, but don't worry. In our upcoming videos, score booster videos, we will discuss how to find out square root of numbers or how to find out squares of numbers. Basically, the technique is this. If you observe, let's say 5 square is 25, 15 squared 225, 25 squared 625, 35 squared. You know what's 35 square? 1225. I have not learned the answer by heart. I am doing the calculation on the spot. I'm sure most of you know about the technique here. 55 square will be 3025. What's the technique? Simple, and so on. When a number ends in 5, its square always ends in 25. So that's why we have got always 25 in the end. The question that arises is, how do we get the remaining part of the number? 2, 6, 12, 20, 30. How do we get this? Simple. What do we have here? 0. 0 into 1, 0. 1 into 2. So basically multiply this digit with the next digit. 1 into 2, 2. 2 into 3. 2 is the number, right? So 2 into 3, 6. Here number is 3. 3 times of 4. Next number is 4. 3 into 4, 12. 4 into 5, 20. 5 into 6, 30. So because it was 3025, square root of 3025, 55. You have to do the reverse of what we've done here. Right? So suppose I say I want to find out what is 85 square. What do you do? Since the number is ending in 5, square always ends in 25. 8 into 9. 8 is a digit, right? Multiply with the next digit. 8 into 9, 72. 7225 will be the value. Okay, so that's how you calculate squares of numbers that end in 25 and numbers that end in 5, or square root of numbers that ends in 25. Okay, simple technique. I mean, very popular technique. Most of you should know about it. If you do not know, I've already discussed this, and you can now use this going forward. Okay, so I think we are done for the day. The SBI Clerks 2018 Score Booster number 2 brought to you by TalentSprint. I know the questions were easy, but as most of you must have seen, many of you got wrong answers also, even for the silliest and the easiest questions there. I think the only takeaway that I can think of is to practice more. Right? It's all about doing these calculations really quickly. Okay, and the simple logic is, the more you put pen on paper, the more time it takes. So cut down the number of steps that you write, do the calculations mentally as much as possible, and try to keep it simple. So keep practicing and take very good care of yourselves. We'll meet again tomorrow at 4 p.m. for SBI Clerks 2018 Score Booster number 3. So see you all tomorrow. Till then, keep practicing, and yes, do take a very good care of yourself.